हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। आज सीपेट एजुकेशनल फिलोसफी जो आम करते सीरीज 1 सरी आज सीरीज 2 79 क्वेश्चन टी आम डिस्कसन करते 790 क्वेश्चन फिलोसफीर भल भल क्वेश्चन डिस्कसन करते। आज क्वेश्चन नंबर 80 टू 130 डिस्कसन करवा। तेणु वीडियो स्टार्ट करिया पूर्व जो मैंने मो चैनल नुआ अच्छे से रिक्वेस्ट चैनल टू सब्सक्राइब कर सांग मान शेयर कर। चलो ताले वीडियो स्टार्ट करवा। ये फिलोसफीर बहुत बछा बछा भल भल क्वेश्चन अच्छी जहाँकि माने प्रति वर्ष ही एग्जाम रे तुम आसूँ सीपेट एग्जाम रे आसूँ। चलो ताटे वीडियो स्टार्ट करवा। क्वेश्चन नंबर 80 इज बुद्ध's theory of a self is known as eternal self, immutable self, theory of a no soul, and none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is theory of a no soul. Then the next question is Buddha's theory of a self is similar to the theory propounded in the West by David Hume, William James, Bertrand Russell, and all of these. The correct answer here is option B, that is William James. Then the next question is the existence of a soul in Indian philosophy has not been accepted by the school known as the Buddhist, the Charvakas, option C both A and B, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is both A and B, the Buddhist and the Charvakas. Then the next question is man according to Charvaka philosophy is option A the self, option B the physical body, option C the consciousness, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is the physical body. According to Charvaka, man is the physical body. The next question is happiness and sorrow and other mental activities according to Charvaka are the attributes of option A self, option B body, option C consciousness, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is body. The next question is Charvaka philosophers have been classified into option A Dhruta, option B Sushikhet, option C both A and B, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is both A and B. Kaile Dhruta and Sushikhet. Then the next question is the sage Vaishchayana belongs to the Charvaka school of option A Sushikhet, option B Dhruta, option C all of the above, option D none of the above. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Sushikhet. The next question is rebirth according to Buddha is connected with self as a fundamental, irrelevant, relevant, and none of these. Which is the correct answer here? Now here the option A is the correct answer, that is fundamental. Then the next question is Buddha's attitude towards self can be said to be option A skeptic, option B agnostic, option C dogmatic, and option D indifferent. Here the correct answer is option B, that is agnostic. Then the next question is man according to Buddha can be said to be option A self, option B body, option C sangat, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is sangat. Then the next question is the self according to Sankhya theory is option A body, option B mind, option C intellect, and option D all of these. Here the correct answer is option D, that is all of these. The self according to Sankhya theory is body, mind, and intellect. Then the next question is the self according to Sankhya is different from option A mind, option B body, option C intellect, and option D all of these. Here the correct answer is option D, that is all of these. Then the next question is the Sankhya theory of a self is based upon Sankhya theory of a self कहले आत्म संबंधी जो रही थियोरीटा तत्व से क्या उपरे बेस्ट करुचे. ऑप्शन ए दी वेदस, ऑप्शन बी द पुराणज, ऑप्शन सी दी भगवद गीता, एंड ऑप्शन डी नॉन ऑफ दिस. हियर द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज द वेदस. The next question is the chief characteristics of the self according to Sankhya philosophy is option A rebirth, option B eternity, option C pure consciousness, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is pure consciousness. The next question is, in evaluation, self aims at option A liberation, option B enjoyment, option C all of the above, and option D none of the above. Here the correct answer is option C, that is all of the above, that is liberation and enjoyment. The next question is, the chief argument to prove the existence of a self advanced by Sankhya philosophy are option A the gunas, option B structure of things, option C substratum of knowledge, and option D all of these. Here the correct answer is all of these. Then the next question is, the self is proved on the basis of the psychological tendencies of salvation, enjoyment, knowledge, and all of these. Here the correct answer is also option D, that is all of these. Then the next question is, the plurality theory of a self in Indian philosophy has been accepted by. Plurality theory टा किए accept करथिले. Option A the Jainas, the option B the Mimamsa, option C the Sankhya, and option D all of these. Here the correct answer is all of these. माने theory of a self समस्ते ग्रहण करथिले. The next question is, the unitary theory of a self in Indian philosophy has been supported by option A the Jainas, option B the Sankhya, option C the Mimamsa, and option D Advaita Vedanta. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Advaita Vedanta. Then the next question is, Sankhya theory of a self has been criticized on the basis of option A illogical, option B proofs for practical self only, option C confusion between Jiva and Atma, and option D all of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is confusion between Jiva and Atma. Then the next question is, the most important theory of a self in Indian philosophy has been advanced by option A Jainas, option B Sankhya, option C Buddhist, and option D Advaita Vedanta. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Sankhya. Then the next question is, who believe that objects have a reality independent of a mental phenomena? Option A idealist, option B realist, option C naturalist, and option D existentialist. Here the correct answer is option B, that is realist. Then the next question is, Marxist educational philosophy is closer to option A realism, option B idealism, option C naturalism, and option D pragmatism. Here the correct answer is option A, that is realism. तेणु आमर मार्क्सिज्मटा रियलिज्म सहित प्राय समान आसी थाए. The next question is, which among the following statements is not a characteristic of Marxism? ये पे मैंने नॉट रही तेणु भल भाव ऑप्शन गुड़िक देखिए. Option A, it asserts that physical environment can definitely change the nature of the child. Option B, its major objective is the development of a child's personality. Option C is its educational philosophy is essentially materialistic. And option D, it presupposes a reality independent of a man's mind. Here the correct answer is option B, that is its major objective is the development of a child's personality. Then the next question is, which school of a philosophy of education regrets dualism between cultural and vocational curriculum? Option A idealism, option B Marxism, option C naturalism, and option D existentialism. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Marxism. Then the next question is, according to which educational philosophy socially useful labor must form the central pivot of the entire school? Option A Marxism, option B idealism, option C naturalism, and option D existentialism. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Marxism. Then the next question is, which of the following has been asserted about schools by Marxist educational philosophy? Option A, they should not be mere weapons in the hands of the ruling class. Option B, they should function as deliberate instruments of a state policy. Option C, they should disinterestedly serve society as a whole. And option D, they should stand above politics. Here the correct answer is option B, that is they should function as a deliberate instruments of state policy. Then the next question is, which of the following characteristics is common to pragmatism, naturalism, and existentialism? Here option A emphasis on the individual, option B emphasis on value education, option C emphasis on physical environment, and option D emphasis on spiritual aims of education. Here the correct answer is option A, that is emphasis on the individual. Then the next question is, whose is the ultimate concern? What is existence? Option A, idealist only. Option B, existentialist only. Option C, existentialist and idealist both. And option D, realist only. Here the correct answer is option C, existentialist and idealist both. Ultimate concern, what is existence? Tenu both existentialist and idealist. Then the next question is, which of the following philosophies held that men in the world feel lonely and anxious, being unsure of their meaning and fearful of their annihilation? Option A, Marxism. Option B, idealism. Option C, pragmatism. And option D, existentialism. Here the correct answer is option D, that is existentialism. Then the next question is, according to existentialism, the essence of existence means option A, unity with the ultimate reality. Option B, spiritual good and happiness. Option C, continuous growth and development. Option D, tensions and contradictions which condition loneliness and anxiety. Here the correct answer is option D, that is tensions and contradictions which condition loneliness and anxiety. Then the next question is, who was the 19th century founder of existentialism? Option A, Hegel. Option B, Rousseau. Option C, J.O. Conner. And option D, Soren Kierkegaard. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Soren Kierkegaard. Then the next question is, who was 20th century existentialist? Option A, Hegel. Option B, D.J.O. Conner. Option C, Jean-Paul Sartre. And option D, Soren Kierkegaard. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Jean-Paul Sartre. Then the next question is, which of the following is more generally acceptable by modern educationists? Option A, contribution to the welfare of the society should be the only aim of education. Option B, there should be one single aim of education unchangeable over time and space. And option C, there is one grand objective of education, and that is the development of the inner nature of the child. And option D, education is bound to have several aims since its concerns are several, such as the individual, the society, the family, the nation, and so on. Here the correct answer is option D, that is education is bound to have several aims since its concerns are several, such as the individual aim ରହିଛି, social aim ରହିଛି, family aim ରହିଛି, and nation aim ରହିଛି. ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଭିଜୁଆଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଲେ ସୋସାଇଟିର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରିବ, ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରିବ, ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରିଲେ ସୋସାଇଟିର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରିବ, ଏବଂ ସୋସାଇଟିର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଲେ ନେସନର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ମଷ୍ଟ. ଦେନ୍ ଦ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଇଜ୍, what is the development of a human potentialities in education? Social aim, specific aim, individual aim, and individual as well as social aim. Here the correct answer is option C, that is individual aim. कौन रही ना, व्हाट इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ह्यूमन पोटेंशियलिटीज इन एजुकेशन, जो ह्यूमन पोटेंशियलिटीज रही मैंने यहाँ हूँ इंडिविजुअल एम. देन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, व्हाट इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोशल सेंस एंड कोऑपरेशन अमंग द इंडिविजुअल्स थ्रू एजुकेशन? ऑप्शन ए सोशल एम, ऑप्शन बी इंडिविजुअल एम, ऑप्शन सी नेशनल एम, एंड ऑप्शन डी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एम. हियर द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज सोशल एम. Then the next question is, which among the following is not an acceptable criticism of the social aims of education? Option A, they are anti-individual. Option B, man in them becomes only a means to an end. Option C, they hinder the growth and development of art and literature. Option D, they are unpsychological as they do not take into account the capacity and interest of the individual. Here the correct answer is option A, they are anti-individual. Then the next question is, which among the following is not emphasized by the individual aim of education? Individuality पिलामान देखिबो, individual aim रे कोटा not कोटा नाही. A रे self expression, B option B individual freedom, option C development of inner potentialities, and option D development of values of tolerance and non-violence. Then here the correct answer is option D, that is development of values of tolerance and non-violence. Then the next question is, which of the following statements does not go in favor of the individual aims of education? Option A, the society is strong if the individual is strong. Option B, society is supreme and all individuals are only parts of it. Option C, every individual is unique, development of his potentiality is essential. And option D, the individual is an asset to the society, his development and growth are necessary. Here the correct answer is option B, that is society is supreme and all individuals are only parts of it. Then the next question is, which among the following is the most correct view about social and individual aims of education? Option A, social aims should be preferred to individual aims. Individual aims are implied in the social aim of education. Option C, individual aims should be given preference to social aims. And option D, individual and social aims are only two sides of the same coin. Here the correct answer is option D, that is individual and social aims are only two sides of the same coin. Then the next question is, which statement is most acceptable to the academicians about bread and butter aim of education? Option A, it is only partly acceptable. Option B, it is important for only a section of the society. Option C, it is equally important along with other aims of education. And option D, it is the most important aim and should be given top priority by educationists. Here the correct answer is option A, it is only partly acceptable. Then the next question is, which of the following does not pertain to intellectual development aim of education? Option A, spiritual development. Option B, cultivation of intelligence. Option C, training and formation of a mind. And option D, development of a cognitive powers. Here the correct answer is option A, that is spiritual development. Then the next question is, preparing the child for future life as an aim of education is preparing child for option A, some suitable vocation. Option B, a happy married life. Option C, some particular course of study. And option D, facing all kinds of emergencies and situations of a future life. Here the correct answer is option D. Then the next question is, the most effective method of a character formation is option A, teaching by high character teachers. Option B, teaching virtues through religious books. Option C, organizing specialist lectures on importance of values in life. And option D, rewarding virtuous behaviors and presenting high character models in the schools. Here the correct answer is option D, that is rewarding virtuous behaviors and presenting high character models in the schools. Then the next question is, harmonious development of the child aim of education means option A, the state is above the individual citizen. Option B, the state as an idealized metaphysical entity. Option C, the state has to give, not to take anything from the individual. And option D, the state is superior to the individual, transcending all his desires and aspirations. Here the correct answer is option D. Then the next question is, rigid system of state education is justified on the basis of that the state has better resources to manage education. It is supreme to dictate what shall be taught and how shall be taught. Has absolute control over the lives and destinies of its individual members. Has a right and a bounden duty to mold the citizen to a pattern which makes for its own preservation and enhancement. Here the correct answer is option D, that is has a right and a bounden duty to mold the citizen to a pattern which makes for its own preservation and enhancement. Then the next question is, social aims of education imply the training of option A, individuals according to their needs. Option B, the individuals according to the facilities. Option C, the individuals according to their capacities. And option D, the individuals for the purpose of serving the needs of the society. Here the correct answer is option D, that is the individuals for the purpose of serving the needs of the society. तामाने सोशल एम कहले कौन ना सोसाइटीर नीड को जी सर्व करी पारुथिबो. Then the next question is, what does the individual aim of education imply? Option A, it should have more and more institutions every year. Option B, it should be by and large the concern of the private sector. Option C, it must contribute to the peace and happiness of the whole society. And option D, education must secure for everyone the conditions under which the individuality is most completely developed. here the correct answer is option D, that is education must secure for everyone the conditions under which the individuality is most completely developed. Then the next question is, according to which philosophy of education childhood is something desirable for its own sake and children should be children? Option A realism, option B idealism, option C naturalism, and option D pragmatism. Here the correct answer is option C, that is naturalism. Then the next question is, who emphasized that education should be a social process? Option A John Dewey, option B Rousseau, option C Pestalozzi, and option D Vivekananda. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Dewey, John Dewey. Then the next question is, the social aims of education imply that option A the state is above the individual citizen, option B the state is an idealized metaphysical entity, option C the state has to give not to take anything from the individual, and option D the state is superior to the individual transcending all his desires and aspirations. Here the correct answer is option C, that is the state has to give not to take anything from the individual. So this is all about your 130 questions about educational philosophy, and the answer is here. In the next session I will discuss about the educational psychology, most important questions about educational psychology. So पिला माने वीडियो को भल भाव देखिए, बारंबार देखिले तुम मन। थैंक यू ऑल।